Alright, in this video, we are hitting arms for 30 days straight, trying to improve size and strength, trying to do an impossible curl by day 30, which if you don't know, it's 165 completely strict form, just head, butt, and back touching the wall. So stick around because the results might shock you. Alright, we start off with some beginning posing where I don't look bad, but as you can see, there's a reason I'm doing this challenge. So we start off with the results where, keep in mind, my left arm is like half an inch smaller than my right, so we're going to try and even that out by the end of the challenge. And these are the results for day 1. And with all that being said, this is how the first week went. So this is me on day 1 doing the impossible curl. I managed to hit 120, and then I failed this 130, so little unmotivating, but we will see what happens day 30. And we will be keeping track of tricep strength with the skull crushers. Not a 1 rep PR, but I did 7 with 110 on day 1. And the rest of the week went pretty smoothly. I could have worked on my form a bit better, but it's a start, so I don't really care until we hit about Friday.
Hi, so here we are, day 5 of hitting arms. And my right bicep kind of hurts, so we're gonna go a little lighter on the biceps today.
Alright, so to give a little insight to what happened is 3 months ago, I was doing a back day and I went too fast down on a pull-up, and I believe I got a micro bicep tear. I don't know for sure, but it was giving all symptoms of a bicep tear. So I thought I'd be good 3 months later, but it started coming back. So I went really light on the biceps, corrected my form tremendously, and it went away in 3 days and never came back. So as you heard just barely, I just went lighter on my biceps. You know, every set was still taken till failure, but I only did about 1 workout for the biceps per day and had to sharpen up on my form. And with all that being said, we move on to week 2. Now starting off week 2, we do 9 skull crushers, which is a 2 rep increase, which is pretty good. I almost never get 2 rep increases. Now another thing I want to say is chin-ups. If you focus on the biceps and keep your elbows in, it is a good workout. So I highly suggest everyone do it for biceps. And there was like only one interesting thing that happened this week, and it didn't have anything to do with working out. My headphones broke and I had to go get new ones, so that sucked.
Check this out, blue JBLs, because I threw my last ones after I failed a bench wheel.
So that's the only interesting thing that happened in week 2. But another thing I want to bring up is this cable of humbling, okay? It is double the weight and they labeled it wrong, and it humbles you because you should be moving the full stack, but then you realize that they labeled it wrong and you're like, oh, that's why it's so much heavier. So aside from that cable machine being labeled wrong, week 2 flew by pretty well, and this bicep workout here is probably my favorite bicep workout. The first time I did it wrong, so I didn't really like it. I had the cables higher, they were at like my waist, and they need to be at your feet. So do that and you'll get a great stretch.
Alright, day 13, just gonna work out in my garage. Actually, it's 12:30 a.m., so technically I'm gonna be doing 2 day 14s, but gotta do what you gotta do. I stayed up watching this movie. Basically hit REM sleep, and now I'm in here lifting weights.
Yes, there were times where I did work out past 12, like 3 times, and it did suck. This time I fell asleep. But moving on to the next week. Alright, starting off day 15 with a little before and after posing. And there's definitely some more definition in the triceps there, so pretty cool. Then we get on to these measurements, and here are the stats. Now, as you can see here, for only 15 days, that is some quite impressive results, and I love that we're evening out that left arm. Now, let's get on to the strength results. Okay, so I hit 130, forgot to film it, but this is me trying 140, and I failed. But a couple days later, on day 18, I did 12 skull crushers with 110, so those are pretty good results, and I move on. Now, something else I also want to mention is whenever it was leg day, I was tired. Like, when I did that max curl, it was on a leg day, and every leg day my lifts would go down with arms. I don't know if it was the amount of energy I used, but your lifts do go down on leg day. But with that being said, the rest of this week went smoothly. Alright, so here we are, the last week, and I was pretty excited because my arms just started hurting. They didn't even get sore anymore, they just started hurting, and I was getting some joint pain in my elbows, so I was just tired, ready to be done with the challenge. So I have 2 more days after this week, and then I am free. Alright, here we are, the last 2 days. The only thing that hurts is my elbows, and that's just from overdoing it. These last 2 days had to hit it hard, so no injuries though. So let's get on to the results. 17, 16 3/4. Okay, so as you can see here, crazy results, and I'm a bit heavier, about 7 pounds, so that was expected, but let's get on to the before and after posing. Alright, here is the posing, and it's kind of bad lighting, but even in this lighting, you can see just my arms are just fuller. So I'm pretty happy with the results. So, I mean, this right tricep is just a lot more full. Just the upper part just has a lot more meat, and then this was just bad posing. And here's the impossible curl. 150 pounds was my max, so 30-pound increase, which isn't bad, but it's not 165, which I will be aiming to hit in like 2 months. And then we get on to skull crushers, where I have 30 more pounds than day 1, and I do 6 reps, so around the same amount of reps, but with 30 pounds, so pretty good. But I am very happy with the results. I mean, 1.25 inches on my left and 1 inch on my right, pretty good. But let's get to how I got the results. So here's what I did for basically 4 weeks, excluding the first week because I went lighter that week. But as you saw there, I would do 8 sets on my biceps and then 8 sets on my triceps, and I kept the reps between 6 and 12. So as you saw there, those are the results, and I was looking at other people who did this challenge, and they just did it lightly, you know, after the workout. I would do a full arm workout after, and every set went until failure or dang close. I didn't just do a couple bicep curls after. I went through a full workout. Every set went until failure. If you watch my short videos, you can't really tell because it's kind of sped up, but I made sure that I went until failure to get these results. Alright, with all that being said, we are done, and thank you for watching. And if you like the video, then leave a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe.